Good evening, everyone. It's 6:01, so we're going to get started. Welcome to the August meeting of the Safety Services and Licensing Committee. Clerk, can
Larry
you please take
Messina.
the roll?
Join the meeting.
Councilman Ferry,
Here.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Present.
Councilman Riley,
Present.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Present.
Council President Paplaskas.
Here.
I'll entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the last meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We will move on to public hearings and new matters before the committee, starting with a Class BV expansion of premise license. This is for Paparazzi Cranston, DBA Avio Restaurant. Is there anyone here from the public wishing to speak for or against this license?
There's one hand raised on Zoom, Sidra.
Okay. Who
Yes,
is
I
here
just
on
wanted
Zoom?
to let you know that I was planning to come to the meeting in person, but I'm just flying back from California and our flight got delayed, so that's why I'm attending Zoom. Hopefully that's okay with you all.
That's fine. Can you please give us your name and address for the record?
I'm
Miss,
sorry,
can
can
you-
you say that again?
Can you please give us your name and address for the record?
My first name is Sidra and we are representing Nazis Halal in Cranston.
I'm sorry, can you repeat who you're representing? Okay, we'll come back to them if they come back online. I did see Attorney Murray here, and I will allow him to speak now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman. For the record, my name is Robert Murray. I'm an attorney with offices at 21 Garden City Drive in Cranston. I'm here tonight representing the Garden City Shopping Center and ownership. And with me is Joseph Koechel, Koechel, the general manager of the shopping center. We're here tonight on the application submitted to this committee by Paparazzi Cranston Inc., doing business as Avio Restaurante at 90 Hillside Road. The purpose of the application is seeking permission for an expansion of their premises under your ordinance. They have a Class B full privilege license at that location, as many of you know. And Mr. Koechel is going to come up in a moment and tell you about what we're planning to do. But in essence, we need permission of this committee to expand the licensed premises to include the gazebo area in Garden City for several weekends, beginning in August and through September, for the purposes of hosting a beer garden that will be done in partnership with Avio Restaurant. Prior to this evening, I have submitted to the committee through the clerk, and I think I sent to all of you the application itself, the route slip that has been signed off by the fire department, public works department, police department, fire department, the traffic engineer, and the building inspector's office. We have given you a letter from me that outlines the proposed request, accompanied by a letter from Mr. Koechel. We shared with you a proposed security plan that will be implemented if this approval is given tonight. I gave you a sketch of the gazebo area where the beer garden will be located, an overall plan of the shopping center, and the required filing fees. This is an exciting opportunity for Garden City. I'm going to ask Mr. Cashel to come up now, and he can share details with you, and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everyone. Joseph Koschel, 100 Midway Road, Cranston, Rhode Island, Garden City Center. Obviously, over the last 18 months, we've all gone through a lot, both in our personal and professional lives. We've learned a lot in the shopping center industry. Never used the word to go and curbside so much as I've had over the last year here. We continue to look at Garden City Center to help improve and make the experience very, very exciting. We've added children's programming, which we've never had before with Roger Williams. You've noticed additional entertainment that we've added to bring more families to the concert series. We have a new wellness program that we've rolled out to our customers. And the biggest thing through it all, obviously, all of us spent a lot of time online shopping because of need. So no different than any other time, but even more now, people have gotten used to online shopping. You know, our stores are still feeling the effects, as most businesses are, of the pandemic. We find that you cannot replicate blue sky, landscaping, beautiful music, and the events that we bring into Garden City Center. The event that we'd like to do in coordination with Newport Restaurant Group, Avio Restaurant, will be at the gazebo area. We are looking to feature the finest in Rhode Island beers. We will have games, we will have entertainment, family friendly, pets allowed, just another great experience and something that we see will bring even more customers to the shopping center. Something I think all of my tenants really need at this point, as we're still, like I said, feeling the effects of the last 18 months. The beer garden will be, you know, self-contained within the gazebo area. We'll have police and security there. We'll monitor. There will be no one leaving the premise with alcohol, things of that nature. We'll have, like I said, police and security there. People will be ID'd by tip certified people from Avio Newport Restaurant Group. And we think it's just a really fun and different idea where people can get together, say hello to family and friends, have something family friendly. Never did it before, but we find it something that we feel will be very welcoming to everybody. And I think, you know, I can state I've been here 11 years at Garden City Center, and I think we always put on something that's very professional. The hours, as you see, it's not a beer festival. We're not running till midnight. It's 8 o'clock and, you know, for most evenings or whatever, and we'll have entertainment. So I appreciate your time tonight and appreciate your approval for the event tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's our presentation. We'd be happy to answer any questions from the committee or.
Motion to approve. Second.
For discussion, does anyone from the committee have any questions? Councilman Brady?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I don't have any questions per se. It's just when you travel the country and you see Providence have a beer garden and Nashville and all these different cities, it's really exciting to see an outside the box thinking concept brought to Cranston. And you addressed all the issues that this committee would address. You know, are we tip certified? Obviously, we know the, you know, Newport Restaurant Group runs a great operation. So does Garden City. So I think it's going to be a great addition. I like that it's earlier in the night. I'm excited. So I hope it proves tonight, and I recommend passage from the committee.
Thank you.
President Pavlovskis?
Yeah, just to echo my colleague, Council Vice President Brady's comments, I think it's a great idea. All of your questions, so the questions that we would ask were answered in our presentation. And, you know, the gazebo area is no stranger to events. You have the concert series. I know you did a trip down memory lane before. with pictures of the past and an event there. So it's not uncommon to use that area, and I look forward to seeing these events move forward if this passes, and wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions? I have one question. I'm just wondering, do you plan to use
Yes.
for the people that UID?
Yes, we'll have, Avia will have a table set up and you'll be ID'd with tip certified people and get a bracelet for that. Correct.
Excellent, thank you. If there's no further questions, there's a motion on the table. I just ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes,
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, next we have a secondhand license. This is for the Sneaker Spot LLC DBA, the Sneaker Spot. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, for discussion, is there anyone here from the public to speak for or against this application? Is there anyone online? I'll take online first, if not. Hi, can you please state your name and address for the record?
Stephen Rocchio, 157 Hillcrest Drive North, Cranston.
And you're the applicant, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you like to make a couple-minute presentation? Tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. So basically, the Sneaker Spot will be a startup of a sneaker resale store in Cranston, 310 Atwood Ave, the old Carmine sub shop. Basically, will be a sale of both new and used sneakers. Something that myself and my partner, Joe behind me, I will let him speak in a few minutes, something that we have, been doing online through social media throughout the past few months, myself pushing over a year now. I think the market across, the state, especially in Cranston, is pushing towards something like this. And I think that we found an area in the city that, is perfect fit for us and that we could help, the surrounding community get some needs and stuff like that. Our basic hours of operation would be Monday through Friday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., slightly differentiating depending on holidays and other personal matters. That's the basic rundown of what we'll be doing. I'm not sure if anybody has any questions for either myself or my partner.
Are there any questions from the committee? Councilman Brady?
I think it's really cool, I'm a sneaker junkie myself, so I look forward to supporting. You're taking secondhand in? Is that as a
Yes,
commit,
correct.
like towards commission, towards a new purchase or whatever?
Yes.
Where are you guys selling them? Where are you selling them online now?
Mostly through Instagram and obviously other services like eBay and sneaker related websites.
Ag.
SR Kicks 401, and he just started up the count for us. It'll be the Sneaker Spot RI.
Very cool.
Thank you.
President Paplaskas?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Just want to wish you good luck. I will be in support of this application. I represent Ward 5 where you're located. Happy to see that spot will not be vacant. Obviously, we miss Carmine's, but welcome you. If you ever need anything in the future, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Are there any further questions? Yep. Councilman Damian?
Assumption and PC alums? All right,
Not PC, Johnson Oils. I did an internship at PC.
awesome. Class of 13, class of 16 at PC. Wish you both nothing but success.
Thank you.
Looks like they wore that just for you.
Okay, thank you. I just want to welcome you to the neighborhood. I also live in the area, so I'll definitely be by and let us know if you need anything at all.
Thank you.
If there's no further questions or comments, I'd ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes,
I'm sorry, is there
There's a
someone?
phone number on Zoom.
yes. Hi, Larry Messina, Atwood Condos. I was wondering if, what the noise level is going to be at this facility.
The noise level will be very, very low. I don't expect a lot of high volume traffic, any music. We'll keep volume down for the most part. There'll be music played obviously inside the store, but it would not be anything that would, interfere or disrupt our neighbors.
Okay, that's great, because we are in this area, there tends to be a lot of noise after 10 o'clock, and we're just concerned that there's going to be more of the same. I'm not speaking for everyone else, just speaking for myself, but I know that there's a lot of issues coming from across the street from the ball field here, and we just want to make sure that there's not going to be any more of it after 10 o'clock.
No, we will keep our sound levels minimal, and like I said, our latest hours of operation will close at about 6 p.m.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further comment or question, clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilman Ferry.
Yeah, yes.
Councilwoman Vargas. Councilwoman Jermaine. Council Vice President Brady.
Yes.
Councilman Riley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli.
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. Have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to a transfer of alcoholic beverage license from Class BVL Gio's Restaurant Breakfast and Lunch, Inc., DBA Gio's Restaurant, to Class BV Gio's Restaurant Breakfast and Lunch, Inc., DBA Gio's Restaurant and Lunch. I'll entertain a motion
Motion approved.
Second.
for discussion. Is there anyone here from the public looking to speak for or against this application?
Yes, Tina O'Neill. Oh, sorry, Tina O'Neill.
Can you state your address, please?
641 Atwood Avenue, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Did you want to speak for or against this application? Okay, are there any questions? Councilman Paplaskas?
Thank you. Through the chair to Ms. O'Neill, welcome. How long have you been in operation there with the current license that you have now?
A little over 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and you want to go up to the full liquor license already?
Yes, we figure that mimosas have been a great success right now in beer and offering Bloody Marys in addition to different alcohol beverages. I think it would be great for the restaurant, and
Okay.
there's nobody in our surroundings that offer alcohol right now for breakfast and lunch.
Okay, what are your hours of operation now?
6 a.m. to 2.
Okay, 2 p.m.?
Yes,
Oh, okay, so will the hours be staying the same?
as of right now, yes.
Okay, I only asked that question because next door there is a condo association. And in the past, there have been issues with, I know obviously you're not applying for an entertainment license, but with entertainment licenses and the doors being open and, big parties out in the parking lot, et cetera. So that's why I was asking the questions that I
Till 2
did.
p.m.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions or comments? Anyone else from the public looking to speak on this application?
No one on Zoom.
Okay, I don't see anyone here physically either, so I'd ask the clerk to please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas. Councilwoman Jermaine. Council Vice President Brady.
Yes.
Councilman Riley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli.
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a business and temporary structure license. This is Axelrod's Fry Shack LLC at Mulligan's Island Food Truck Night. I'll entertain a motion
Motion to approve.
Second.
for discussion. Is there anyone here from the public to speak for or against this application? And is the applicant present? Hi, how are you? You can state your name and address for the record, please.
Joseph Boisvert, 303 Main Ave, Warwick. Boisvert, Boisvert. 303 Main Avenue, Warwick, Rhode Island. So I am looking to do a pop-up for 3 dates at Mulligan's Island. And the license that's in play for this to happen, for a pop-up to happen, is a temporary structure license. So that's what I'm applying for. With the victualating license also.
Does anyone have any questions from the committee? And this is just a tent, correct, sir?
So what it is, it's a tent, 2 fryolators. I have the, propane tanks, outdoor listed, hosing, the ABC fire extinguisher, the K fire extinguisher. Those obviously don't go under the tent. There's a cold table. There's, a serving table. The only thing that's under the tent is the actual customer and front of house, quote unquote, situation. That would be the fryolators stay out from underneath the tent. And what it is, we basically do French fries. It's just French fries with different toppings. We have a store in Warwick on Sandy Lane.
Fantastic, thank you. Councilman Paplaskas?
Yeah, I just have a quick comment. I just want to thank you for applying for the temporary structure permit. The pop-up tent is so easy now to buy a job lot or Home Depot, and, you show up at an event and you pop them up and you kind of avoid the whole committee thing. So
Yeah.
I just want to say
This
thank
is
you
a-
for applying for it.
Well, this
and-
is actually it's a pretty cool, it's more than that. It's a $2,000 branded tent that we use for multiple occasions and stuff. It's heavy duty. It has a 4x4 columns, and it has an upblast unit. So if a wind were to go up underneath it, it gets dispersed. The tent wouldn't lift. It's a heavier, it's not a Walmart model, tent that you would get. The license is something, I know why the license exists. I've been around for a long time, and I know that, that this was to, originally stop to get better control over a food truck event and Lang's Bolorama. And but the way that the luxury, I don't know if you want to go into this now, but the way that the license is structured also keeps a lot of your purveyors, your local purveyors, out of events like ours. I'm able to do this because I'm putting the event together, and I'm applying for a beer garden there. I own Paco's Tacos. I own a commissary kitchen in Cranston. So all of these things together make it affordable for me to be able to do something like this. But if you had a Cranston-based lemonade lady who wanted to do this, she's not going to pay $220 to go try out an event, So the license, the way it's set up to be able to, and the clerks only know one way. It's not like, this is the license. I had I had a hot dog cart in front of Lowe's for 13 years. And that was set up on an itinerant license because it was my business on somebody else's property. It was easy enough to attain, whereas I know for a fact, many people would have just turned away at the counter and not been able to participate in, an event that could bring some business back to their brick and mortar in Cranston. So, I just think it's something that needs a little attention, maybe,
Go ahead, Councilman Brady.
I think we readjusted that ordinance a couple of years ago upon the request of you guys, and any additional ones you want us to look at, if you want to email the chairman, we'll certainly relook at that ordinance and try and make Cranston more food truck friendly for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm here for. I mean, I just want to, I do want to mend a little bit of, what goes on. I mean, Cranston is, I grew up in Cranston. I own properties in Cranston. I own a commissary kitchen in Cranston. I mean, a lot of food trucks work out of the commissary. I mean, and not a lot of trucks do business in Cranston. So, and I mean, and we're not, I know that, the food trucks put fear on the horizon for restaurant owners. And no food truck wants to hang out in front of a restaurant. I mean, I know the 1,000-foot rule is, here and gone, but there are no food trucks that want to hang out in front of a business and kill a business. We're more interested in fairs, festivals, private events, breweries. I mean, you guys have, one brewery, but I mean, and doing stuff. We do a lot of fundraisers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ocean State Food Truck Festivals. I run that. Last month we raised $1,500 for the Impossible Dream. And the way that Ocean State Food Truck Festivals works is the trucks put together the events. We're not middlemen. I'm not charging the trucks to put the event together. The trucks are paying the venue to be there. I'm making my money because I have skin in the game. So I go and I make money with tacos and fries and beer, and for that, I put the events together. So, and, I have a commissary that I get paid by the purveyors to, prepare their stuff. I get to participate. So, I mean, these are different types of events than you've been used to.
Yes, Councilman Riley, go ahead.
I had one quick question.
Yep.
What do you find in other cities and towns for licensing costs?
I mean, the costs are pretty much the same across the board. The problem with Cranston, and it's not so much a problem because I know you guys don't want to meet us, so we have to come here but I'd say Warwick. Warwick is closest to what you guys do, but they don't make Warwick's new license procedure is the same as your renewal procedure. So you go to Warwick, you apply for a license, you show them the MFE, you pay for your license, it goes to a committee, the committee then decides, and then they let you know. But from the minute that you pay, the clerk will tell you, you can go do business in Warwick. You have your MFE, which shows that you've done 90% of, you know what I mean? You're just doing the final introduction, in the end to the city. But with the MFE, you've already produced all of your documents that you need, through your permit to do sales, your fire inspection, your Department of Health, everything that, would be needed to, solidify business. I mean, other than actually, going to the city and getting the city license. So even the clerks, they have a ton of more work of, setting up and doing and collecting the stuff that they collect. Like I have a Class P license and I was asked, and I get everything that you want me to get, but anywhere else I go to get it, you present the Class P license, they know that the state gave it to you. Some places may require, they want to see the insurance, is fine, but some of the checklists, routing slips and, you know what I mean? Some of the things are above and beyond, but I've been in Cranston. I got my first license in Cranston, my first peddler's license in Cranston, I was 19 years old. So, I've been here all along. I know exactly, what to expect from the city, but other vendors don't. And so when they come, they're like, I got to do what? And it's like, yeah, they're still that way. You still got to do it. So, I
Thank
mean,
you. I appreciate it.
nobody's asking for a circumvent or an abolishment, but, just something to make it, less, of a pain in the butt,
I certainly do. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Look forward to working with you offline to
Yeah.
see how we can make this a little easier for everyone.
Okay.
Is there any further questions? Oh. is
Yes,
someone
I
wanna
see.
speak
Yes.
online? Go ahead, Maria.
Hi, this is Maria Carville, licensing clerk. I had spoken with Joe Boisfort regarding this license, and he did mention that he wanted to dispense beer under the tent using his Class P license. So we did speak with the city solicitor, and that's part of this license application. Just wanted you to be aware of that.
I think this is the Axelrod's one. So I don't know if are you putting them all together or? because I'm here for the Class P for Memphis Kel Ocean State Concessions. I'm here for Axelrod's, and I'm here for Ocean State Concessions for the event at Mulligan's.
So that's under a different name. Which
Yeah,
one
the
is
beer-
that?
The beer garden will be under Ocean State Concessions doing business as Memphis Kel. It's my beer truck.
We put it under Axelrod's Fry Shack, just to have it under the tent. That's the way I understood that it would be dispensed.
No, I have a beer truck. It's a World War II bomber themed truck that's polished metal, polished aluminum, and it has taps on the side of the truck. And that's what we use for the beer. Axelrod's is a different entity altogether.
Okay, but you did submit the requirements, which was the Class A proof that you bought your alcohol from Haxton's Liquors as well to dispense the beer.
Exactly. And that was for the Ocean State Concessions part of the
Okay, so I understood that it would be underneath the tent, not as a separate Ocean State Concessions. So I don't have a listing for Ocean State Concessions on this agenda.
So that is a, what do you call it? It's a state license. It's a state Class P license. I mean, I do have it on my person, so I don't know if that,
Just to clarify, I thought the Class P was a state license, as, you know, it was kind of like goes with the catering. So I don't know if the city solicitor can clarify or.
Yeah, that's true. It is a state license. So I guess the issue seems to be more form than it is substance. I can't see Maria, but we could just amend the application, Maria, to reflect the entity that you're speaking of.
yeah, and I
Ocean
don't have
State.
a problem working backwards to bring whatever it is that's a necessity to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's all controlled by the state. You meet the state requirements. You have a Class P license, correct? As long as you comply, obviously you have to comply with, you know, the rules. It's Rule 42 of DBR. It sets forth the conditions that you have to comply with. But if it's just a question of which entity it is, I mean, that's something we can deal with just by amending the application.
So if on that note too, I mean, I'd like to just add that I have an ID checking tent. There will be bracelets. There is the area. Were you guys given the map at all that for the area for Mulligan's Island? I do have a copy if you want to pass it around. There will be a physical fence. There's a physical fence that will be around the beer garden. There will be signs at the 3 entrances that will say no alcohol. They're double-sided. They say no alcohol beyond this point. All of the alcohol would stay contained in that area. It is, my license requires that it can only be a 5-hour period. So the event goes from 4 to 9 p.m. So that's my 5-hour window.
So you're also here for a temporary mass gathering license and eviction license, correct?
Yes.
Are there any objections of taking this out of order so that we can vote on all of them in a row? No? Okay. Are there any further questions or comments concerning this application or what you'll see under B, temporary mass gathering license and evictualling license? No? Okay. Then I will ask that the clerk take the roll on the temporary structure license.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Pavlovskis.
Yes.
Okay, and I will entertain a motion for the temporary mass gathering license.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
And I will entertain a motion for the victualling license.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any questions? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to a holiday sales license. This is Brabant Enterprises, Inc., DBA Booty by Brabants. Is anyone here representing the applicant?
Present, Joseph Brabants. I'm on the Zoom call.
Hi, thank you.
Am I coming in clear?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll entertain a motion
Motion to approve.
Second?
for discussion. Is there anyone here from the public to speak for or against this application? Okay, Joseph, can you state your address for the record as well? And if you'd like to give us a minute about what you're looking to do with this license?
Sure,
That would be great.
absolutely. My name is Joseph Brabants, representing Brabants Enterprises, Inc., doing business here in Garden City now since about mid-July. Booty by Brabants. It's a women's athletic apparel retailer. It's my little sister. I'm big brother taking care of the behind-the-scenes work. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't sure what to expect tonight. Thank you, Maria Carville, for setting me up and helping me out with this. We're setting up as a temporary pop-up here in WS Development site at the former Verde Florist. And we've done several other pop-ups with WS Development in Dedham and Linfield, Mass. And kind of following the channels. I wasn't really sure what to expect on the call today. And so bear with me. I believe it's for the temporary licensing for hours of operation for holidays. If I believe I've got that right, Maria, if you might be able to guide me. We are set up with the Division of Taxation for the first time to do business in Rhode Island. And it's exciting to be there, kind of breaking out. We're a Boston-based brand. So this is new territory for Big Brother to be navigating. But we've gone ahead and applied for a temporary, I believe, a holiday license, which I was in the impression that for any days such as Labor Day, Columbus Day, and so forth, that we would also be permitted to be open for retail as the other stores are.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments from the committee? Councilman Brady?
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you for coming on the call tonight, sir. I see you guys all over social media. You must be a proud older brother. A lot of excitement in Cranston. So
Very happy to be there. Fun experience going to the first state out of Massachusetts for my little sister to do business. So it's exciting.
Well, we appreciate you coming to Cranston.
Thank you for having us.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, there being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I'd just like to say thank you again to Maria Carville, who I know is on the call, for helping me navigate this new process. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, we have Dollar Tree number 01794. This is a relocation from 252 Garfield Ave to 1011 Cranston Street.
Motion to approve.
Second.
For discussion, is the applicant present? Paul Stroop?
Hello, my name is Paul Stroop, and I'm from 98 Harris Ave, West Warwick.
And is there anyone here from the public who'd like to ask any questions or make any comments about this application? Okay, Mr. Stroop, if you want to just take a minute, summarize what you're doing. It seems like you're just moving stores.
That's it, just moving from one location to the other.
Okay, fantastic. Does anyone have any questions or comments? John, go ahead.
Hi, Paul. Give you little background on the move, why the move from Garfield to Cranston Street?
I believe it's because we're expanding the building. We're getting frozen food. And we didn't have it before in the location we're in now.
Approximately how many employees do you think will be there?
How many employees? Right, about 17 to 18 I run.
I'm not a member of the committee. I think I've mentioned it previously in other meetings. It's nothing against you, Mr. Stroop, whatsoever. Dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, they can have a negative impact on the local economy and at times be detrimental to food access. I would recommend that the committee deny the application. It's moving right on the edge of, there are 2 census tracts in the whole city that are deemed by the USDA as low income and low food access. And this is moving right to the border of one of those. There's one that's kind of the Laurel Hill area, and then another part of the city that is Northern Edgewood. I think this could be detrimental to an area that already has less access to healthy foods. I would recommend denying.
To the chair.
Councilman Paplaskas had his hand first. I'm just gonna let him go.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Certainly respect my colleague and he's entitled to his opinion. This is a business in Cranston, moving to another location. I certainly wish them well. Never had any complaints with Dollar Tree. So I don't see it, the reason that was cited as a reason to deny this. So I will be voting for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Riley?
Thank you. I want to just thank you for bringing your application. I enjoy your stores. I know many people do. I want to thank you for bringing low-cost goods into the community, bringing jobs into the community, and being here and supporting the economy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions or comments from the public or the committee? No? Okay. There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you. I just have a question for legal. I'd just like to know if it's okay if we took the next block, the next mobile food establishment licenses. We have several of them. If it's possible to take them as a block.
It's within the discretion of the committee. It's also within your discretion. If you decide to do it, I would simply advise you to first ask any members of the public if they have any comments regarding any of the applicants, and then also to inquire of the committee members if they've had a chance to review any of the applications, or maybe if they have any questions, concerns, things like that. Normally, we reserve this for renewals, but I don't see any legal impediment why this can't be done this way with the conditions which I just gave to you.
I'll make a motion to do the mobile food truck establishment licenses as a block, and I'll name them just for the record as an abundance of caution. Farm to Sandwich, Juice Junkie Group 21 LLC, Like No Other, Little Bees Barbecue, Lulu's, Little Pancakes, My Bros Gyros, Nanu Burmese Fusion, Paco's Tacos, Pasta Pete's Food Trucks LLC, Plantation LLC, DBA Spanglish Truck LLC, Poppin' Minis, RP Wilkington Incorporated, DBA Sunnyside on the Street, Smoke and Squeal Barbecue LLC, and The Hot Potato. And I just want to say for the record, these names are great.
Second.
Okay, for discussion, are there any members of the public who would like to speak for or against any of these applications?
No one on Zoom?
Is there anyone present with us here? No? Okay. Are there any questions or comments from anyone on the committee? Councilman Brady?
Just want to say I tried a lot of these places, including Lulu's Little Pancakes at the feast, and they were absolutely delicious. So look forward to supporting these applications.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments from the committee? No? Okay. I'll just say thank you for all these establishments coming forward to get your license, and I look forward to trying some of your food. And welcome to Cranston. And clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Moving on to a public entertainment license. This is 1401 Park Place.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Just for the record, this is a ratify from the feast, I believe.
Yes, so this is to ratify the action. 1401 Park Place wanted to have a one-man band inside during the St. Mary's Feast as a new business to the area. They were not really aware of the feast. So we are just ratifying that action. Are there any comments or questions from anyone from the public? Anyone from the committee? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady.
Yeah.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, and then also for Park Place, it is the same type of license, a public entertainment license per diem, adding the dates of August 7th, 10th, 21st, 24th, September 4th, and September 7th.
Motion to approve.
Second.
For discussion, are there any questions or comments from the public? And is Mr. Toledo present?
Yeah, this is in Ward 5. No, I think it's Ward 3. It's just over the line. I know in Ward 5, I didn't receive any complaints on the other 4 days, so I'm okay with approving this. It is a new business in Cranston and, like to give them every opportunity to succeed in that location.
Okay, if there's no further questions or comments, I'll ask the clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, if I may interrupt, and I'm sorry for the interruption.
Yes, please,
If we could just go
Solicitor.
back to the mobile food establishment license, and I may have missed this. I know there was a motion and a second to take them as a block. I'm not sure if I heard a motion and a second to approve them as a block. I may have missed it, but I want the record to be clear.
Yeah, you're right. I think I forgot to do that. So I'll make a motion to approve the mobile food establishment license block that we
Second.
previously approved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no discussion, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving to a temporary mass gathering license for EGAPL, Heart of RI Animal Rescue for August 14th, rain date August 15th. I'll entertain a motion
Motion to approve.
Second.
for discussion. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak for or against this application? Okay, I think we have the applicant present. If you could state your name and address for the record, and then just give us a little bit about what you intend to do.
I'm Blake Johnson, 27 Blake, Blake, Johnsson, the last name. 270 Washington Avenue, Providence, Rhode Island, 02905. We are here to get a mass temporary gathering license for a fundraiser for the Heart of Rye Animal Shelter. We are basically doing a miniature, I guess, block party. So we're gonna have games, a dunk tank. We're gonna have raffles, which we have a license for, and we're gonna have a DJ. So it's basically just a gathering to raise money for their animal shelter.
Okay, fantastic. Questions or comments? Councilman Donegan?
Again, I'm not on this committee. I would urge the committee to approve this. My wife and I recently adopted a puppy from Heart of RI, and they're phenomenal. So hope to attend, and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from the Public Works Committee? All right, there being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
so
Sounds
much.
like a great event.
Thank you so much.
Okay, moving on, we will go to a victualling license for Joe's Quick Marts LLC, number 5010, DBA Joe's Quick Marts. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
For discussion. Is there any comments from the public for or against this application?
No comments on Zoom.
Okay, is the applicant present?
Madam Chair, this is Bruce Wolpert. My office represents the applicant. My office is located at 10 Dorrance Street, Providence, Suite 530. I'll be glad to answer any questions that the committee may have.
Okay, thank you. Questions and comments from the committee? Councilman Paplaskas?
Thank you. Mr. Wolpert, what are the hours of operation?
It's
for
going to
this?
be, I'm sorry, it's going to be identical to what the speedway that is there being operated now. So
Okay,
in
great.
terms of operation, the status quo is going to be maintained.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are there any other questions or comments? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And a victualling license for Naz's Halal
Motion to approve.
Second.
for discussion. I believe that the applicant was on earlier on the online.
I'm here.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you.
Can you please state your full name and address for the record if you want to tell us a little bit about your business and the license you're applying for?
Sure. So my first name is Sidra, last name is Ali. I'm local. I'm from Lincoln in Rhode Island. The franchise that we're introducing here in Cranston is from New York, and it's called Naz's Halal. So it's halal food based on chicken over rice, burgers, falafel platters, there's fish over rice, there's all type of foods on the menu. And we're really excited to introduce this. We are opening a location in Pawtucket, and this would be our second location in Cranston. So covering both sides of state and looking forward to do good business.
Thank you very much. Are there any members of the public here to speak on this application?
No, I'm only, my partner is from New York and I'm on Zoom. I was planning to be there, but couldn't make it. Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you very much. I'm going to see if there's any questions for you from the committee, okay?
Sure, thank you.
Does anyone from the committee have any questions? Councilman Paplaskas?
Thank you. Just a comment. I'll be in support of this evening. I believe this is going in the plaza right near City Hall that has the Dunkin' Donuts in it. There's plenty of parking there, and I wish you success. So
Thank you so much.
this gets approved. Welcome to Cranston.
Thank you so much.
Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, there being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, I see that there is no business from the traffic engineer. And next we have a show cause, so I will call on the solicitor. The show cause is for Automart Inc., DBA Automart. Notice by certified mail operating without an auto repair license. Walter Hannanen.
Madam Chair, so I do not have a lot of information about this. I believe, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, that there is allegedly there's repair work taking place on these premises. There is no auto repair license. I see that the owners are here, so perhaps they can.
I am not the owner. The owner is actually in the hospital. I rent from Automart. I rent a garage to store my race cars.
Okay.
My personal cars.
Right.
My name is Joseph Flynn, 160 Riverside Ave, Cranston, Rhode Island.
Who's the gentleman with you, sir?
I'm John Young. He's
40 Massachusetts Street, Cranston, Rhode Island. I also rent at that location.
Okay, and what's the owner's name?
I rent from Walter O'Harian, Automart Inc.
Okay, and so you rent for what purpose? So what do you do there?
There's three of us. We all are involved with drag racing. We have off-road vehicles that
We just use it for storage.
storage and working on our own stuff.
How many vehicles do you have on the premises
I
at
own
any given
and
time?
Pay taxes in the city of Cranston on 5, and I have all the titles.
Are they all vehicles you own
I own every one of them.
and you repair them there? What kind of
I race them
repairs?
and repair them there, yeah.
How many vehicles?
I have 5 in my name.
What about
I have
you,
one
sir?
drag bike.
And
I repair also. One drag bike that's also taxed and entitled there in Cranston.
So we have a total of 6 vehicles at any given time? No more than that?
No.
Do you engage in any kind of commercial repairs for
No,
other people?
fix my daughter's car. I mean, come on, she races one. But other than that, no.
We have all the fire suppression. We have fire extinguishers.
I have fire extinguishers at every wall.
Well, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is more, and I haven't spoken with anyone from code enforcement. I don't know if there's a report or anything like that. Is there a report or something?
I mean, I would refer to Maria Carville, the licensing clerk. She might be able to answer some questions too.
I just don't know what the
With her,
basis.
Actually, she's the woman I called. I received my landlord received the notice, and he just sells cars. And he get
Who sells cars?
my landlord, Automart, who's on the letter.
So that property is actually split in half. The property to the right of the building that you guys look at, we use the 2 garages to the right is actually a car dealership that is licensed properly, I believe. But the garage used to be part of that. It's no longer. We just use the two garages on the other side of the property.
Madam Chair, can we defer to President Paplaskas?
So I'm actually going to defer to the council member here, but what I think we might have is an instance of what looks like a car lot also doing auto repair at the same time. But these gentlemen are working on their own cars, but I'll defer to the ward councilman. I think you might have more information.
That's fine. I have no information other than what I'm seeing for the first time tonight.
I don't want to do what I do to my vehicles at my residence because of my neighbors. They're loud, they're off-road vehicles.
I understand.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming. And sorry to hear about Mr. Ohanian. Hopefully gets well.
Doing better, he's still in the hospital.
Good. So I'll be honest, I'm the representative for that ward. I had reached out to Maria Carville, the licensing clerk, because I've received quite a few complaints about noise and repairs going on from constituents kind of right in the area, Egan Road, Calumet, Knollwood. Obviously, you both weren't at the meeting, but when the gentleman came last time this license was approved, or whatever license they currently have, I did mention, that I had received complaints in the past, and they said, assured us they weren't doing any repairs or whatnot. I'll let the attorneys deal with the legal side, but as a representative of that area, I've received a lot of complaints about track racing, engines revving all hours of the night, 11 p.m. early in the morning, and knowing that it's not licensed for that, that's why I had reached out to the licensing clerk. But I appreciate you both coming here and being honest.
I actually had, when I first moved in there, a neighbor had come up to me and he was like, I'm sorry, when I had first moved into the area I rent, a resident on the side street came up to me. And then I explained to him, I said, I will never start an engine after 10 o'clock at night. I don't do it in my own neighborhood. I'm not going to do it here because there are houses right there.
And I don't think we've had any police presence or any
No.
talking to from anybody from the city or any type of complaints
Never.
formally made to us. So this is the first, when if, they are valid, we apologize, but I don't think it was us.
And obviously that's why the hearing is here. It's merely, I wasn't aware of that last part. I assumed, someone.
That was way back in February. And I haven't heard anything since.
Yeah.
Well, Madam Chair, if I may, I'm going to leave this up to the committee, but I mean, the way the ordinance is defined, I understand that they're your vehicles, so on and so forth, and I have no reason to doubt you, but the ordinance, if you take it at its plain language, says you're effectuating repairs, whether you own them or not, you are repairing. And the way I read the ordinance is you're supposed to have a license. Now, I have not spoken, as I said, with anyone from code enforcement. I don't know why, what basis they have. If there's anything more to it than that, than what you're saying. Madam Chair, I suggest, and I apologize, but I have no background on this. I know nothing about this. If we could perhaps continue this just to the next meeting, I will speak to whether it was Frank Ialongo or whoever it was who went down there, just to get more information, more background information. Because like I said, even if you're just repairing your own vehicles and you've got several of them, the way the ordinance reads, you're supposed to have a license to be able to do that. I understand you don't want to do it at home.
I have a question. Just because of the way the ordinance is written, it says business. We're not a business.
I'm not a business.
Well, that's, and in fairness to you, that is an issue, but I'm not sure of all the facts. I'm hearing from you. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting your side. I'd like to get the side of, the city, and I haven't spoken with anyone. So that's what I would suggest. You may very well be right, but it was brought here for a reason, and I owe it to the city to at least speak to someone about that.
Go ahead, Councilman Donegan.
Thank you. Solicitor Verdecchia, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, so under the auto repair license, do you know what time, is there any time restrictions on when you can repair until?
Yeah, there are. I could look them up right now. I don't know them off the top of my head, but there are definitely restrictions. And I think I heard, refresh my memory, was it 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night? There was engines being revved and so on and so forth. Well, so that would be a different, if it's not a repair license violation that we're talking about, it may be a noise violation, it may be something else, I'm not sure. But there definitely are restrictions on that, yeah, and I know it's not that late. It might be 7, I'd have to look it up, but there are definitely restrictions.
And we're willing to follow whatever regulations, or whatever you guys set forth. But just trying not to upset our neighbors and our neighborhood. We both live in Cranston and, you know, I think you've already got a couple at your house, so.
I actually had a minimum housing violation because I had too many cars at my house. I brought them to my shop.
And try to keep.
Because
things like
you know what?
Go ahead.
It's like a catch-22.
I'll make a motion to continue this to the next month, and I'll just preface that under that. We obviously have your contact information. If Attorney Verdecchia or somebody here can reach out to you guys tomorrow, let you know what the times are. Don't violate those times. You know, I have flow masters on my car. My car is noisy. I know, you know, I appreciate you doing it at your shop.
I do start them
You know.
and load them onto trailers. That's what I do. They go onto a trailer, they go to a drag strip.
So,
I spent all weekend up in New Hampshire. I came back to this, so.
I was in New York all weekend. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Maine, New Oxford.
and I certainly understand you're trying to do the right thing. So we'll get it all squared away. You know, we've had a lot worse show causes in here over the years. I appreciate you trying to keep it on a main road, not in a neighborhood, but just try to adhere to those times. So I'll make a motion to continue. It'll give us a month to kind of get the facts and straighten this out.
Thank you, guys.
Second.
Also,
Any discussion? Okay, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Someone will be in touch. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I mean, just gentlemen, just before you go, it looks like it's not allowed after 8 PM, okay? It's 8 to 8. That's so you know.
that's why I put it earlier, but I'm fine with that.
8 o'clock works. We'll see you next month.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have another show cause for Florentino Auto Care, but my understanding is they are no longer in business. So I would entertain a motion to remove this from the docket.
I will make a motion to remove from the docket.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes, and Chairwoman, can I make a quick announcement?
Yes.
We do have another meeting after this, Finance Committee meeting. Anybody on Zoom, just stay on. We're not going to turn off the YouTube or the Zoom. So that meeting will be starting shortly, abruptly after this.
Okay, thank you. I see no business for the police or fire. Is there anything? Is there anyone here from police or fire that needs to add anything? I don't see anyone. Okay, moving on to several license renewals before the committee. I would like to entertain a motion to take these as a block.
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the block.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving to the monthly schedules. We have roads on the Patuxent. And we need a vote to accept the list of events. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And the next monthly schedule list of events we have is for Cranston Stadium. There will be a vote taken to accept the list of events. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, miscellaneous for information only at Roads on the Patuxent. The Providence Teachers Union had a meeting on Friday, July 30th, 5 to 8. There were police and fire detail. And the road race license for St. Mary's Peace Society, there's been a date change for a previously approved license. It's been moved to August 14th, 2021. There are no presentations and nothing further, so I will entertain a
Motion to
motion.
adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion? There being none, clerk, please take the roll.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Councilwoman Vargas, Councilwoman Jermaine, Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome everyone to my broken microphone.
What was that?
I would like to welcome everyone till the Monday, August 2nd meeting. Finance meeting. Thank you for everyone for coming. I will introduce the meeting. Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Councilwoman Marino,
Present.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Present.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Present.
Councilman Ferry,
Present.
Council Vice President Brady,
Present.
Council President Paplaskas.
Here.
I will entertain a motion to dispense the reading of the minutes from
So
the last
moved.
meeting.
Second.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Committee business matters carried over. Ordinance 52101, authorizing the city to utilize Western recreational impact fees for the bike path beautification and restoration project. This is sponsored by Councilwoman Marino and Councilman Donegan and Ferry. I will entertain a motion.
If I may, a motion to continue to the next council meeting, next
Second.
finance committee meeting. excuse me.
Second.
Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this motion? Anyone from the committee? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Public hearings and new matters before the committee. New matters before the committee, 721-01. Ordinance transferring appropriations and supplemental appropriations, amending the budget for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2020 and ending July 30th, 2021. Fourth quarter transfers sponsored by the mayor. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Would the administration like to discuss this or?
Thank you to the committee. This is basically a standard procedure that we do yearly. We balance out our revenues and our expenditures in the fourth quarter. It proceeds ahead to finalizing the fiscal year. We're still working on some things now because we have that, what they call the 60-day rule for revenues, and we don't close out the fiscal year until the end of September. Our auditors will be in the middle of October to do the CAFA report and finalize the fiscal year. But what this represents is basically current overages and expenditures and overages in revenues that are offsetting items that are under budget in revenues and expenses. It all balances out, and it's also, we also adjusted the school 4.1 million, which we received both on the revenue side, and then we've expended it to the school as well in the appropriation. So at this point, I can say to the committee that we're generating a surplus for this fiscal year. I can't give you the number at this point because, as I said, it's an ongoing exercise. But all in all, considering the pandemic, I think this fiscal year, we ended up pretty well.
Thank you, Director Strong. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Under discussion, is there any questions from the public? From the committee? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yeah.
Council President Paplauskis.
Yes.
Moving on, 7/2102, ordinance transferring appropriations and amending the budget for the fiscal year commencing July 1st, 2021 and ending July 30th, 2022. City Council Executive Transfers General Fund, sponsored by Councilwoman Renzulli, Council President Papalaskis, Council Vice President Brady, and Councilman Riley. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Do I have-
Second.
Under discussion, would the administration like to say anything on this? Councilman Donegan?
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to say, before I say anything, let me make sure the link is working. I'm talking about the right thing. Okay, all right. Full support of these changes being made. I just want to make sure that it's okay that we amend the operating budget.
Yes, Councilman, that's not a problem. And I believe that was discussed at the end of the budget process, that we were going to do something like this in the first quarter. And normally it would be the fourth quarter, but we, because of that, we can do that. And it's for some civic events and duties that the administration wants to focus on. So it's best that it's done now, and it's relatively a small amount.
Any additional questions from the committee? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplauskis.
Yes.
7/2103, ordinance ratifying the Liuna Laborers International Union of North America contract, local union 1322, FY July 1st, 2021 to June 30th, 2024, sponsored by Mayor Hopkins. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Under discussion, is there any questions from the public? From the committee? Mr. Jordan, would you like to come up or?
Arthur Jordan, 35 Lincoln Park Avenue. I just want to say, as a lifelong resident of our city and the business manager of Local 1322, that this is a contract that is fair to the taxpayer and absolutely, looked at the affordability for our city and also the fairness to your employees. And I think we accomplished that. And I urge passage.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Council President Papalaskis.
Thank you, Council President. First of all, I want to thank the laborers for everything they do and all of the collective bargaining units that are coming before us this evening. It's rather unusual that we have so many come up in one Finance Committee meeting at the same time, but I think it's good. Just to the administration, do we have the money budgeted for this in next year's budget? And just want to get your point of view on this before we move forward.
We certainly, the administration has reserved some money going into it. Most of the money, the vast majority is covered. We have other negotiations coming up. We feel this is within the budget. And just to add to it, certainly we concur with Mr. Jordan that it was a fair, good deal for the public, good deal for the employees who truly mean a lot. We've had some tremendous relationships building as a result of this exercise. And I think as a result of it, that we're gonna have a better situation with the union members and the administration moving forward. It was actually a pleasure to negotiate with these gentlemen.
Are there any questions for the administration? Glad to hear that discussion and the positive negotiations. Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan,
Yes.
Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. 72104, ordinance ratifying school committee's collective bargaining agreement with Rhode Island Laborers District Council 1322, tradespeople unit, introduced pursuant to Charter Section 11-02-1. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Under discussion. Would the administration like to introduce this? Mr. Balducci.
Good evening, everyone. Joe Balducci, Chief Financial Officer for Cranston Public Schools. So what you have here before you are 4 reopeners. They pertain to last fiscal year. They're 1-year contracts for the fiscal year 2021. There is sufficient funds to cover this in last year's budget. I usually, as Mr. Strawn mentioned, I usually close out the year. Actually, for us, it's the beginning of September. So that's where we will make the necessary changes in the budget to accommodate this raise. But I can assure you that there are sufficient funds to cover all 4 of the bargaining units before you this evening. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Are there any questions from the committee? From the public? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. 72105, ordinance ratifying school committee's collective bargaining agreement with National Association of Government Employees, Local RI 153, custodian unit, introduced pursuant to Charter Section 1102-1. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Under discussion.
Again, same comment as was mentioned with the previous resolution. So again, this is a 1-year reopener. Funds have been set aside to accommodate the raise.
Any questions from the committee? I don't see anyone's hand raised. Nope, nobody. Councilman Donegan?
Sorry, Chairman. Good evening, Mr. Balducci.
Good evening.
On page 5, under, I assume, part-time custodian, step 1 and step 2, I assume that's the hourly rate, 1183.
That is correct, yes.
Without having it in front of me, the minimum wage ordinance that the city council passed, I think September of 19, does that set a minimum wage at $12.50? I know it doesn't technically apply to this, to the school department. I guess I just answered my own question. Never mind.
Okay.
Sorry.
Councilman Donegan, too, just to kind of, we're currently in contract negotiations for 3-year contract extensions with all of these unions. These were just reopeners. So we're looking at all of the wages moving forward for 3 years. But these were just reopeners for the past fiscal year that we were working on. So we're looking at that at this point.
Thank you for offering that clarification. Any questions additionally from this committee? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
72106, ordinance ratifying school committee's collective bargain agreement with Rhode Island Laborers District Council 1322 Bus Drivers Unit introduced pursuant to Charter Section 110201. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Under discussion?
Again, this is a one-year contract. That's a one-year renewal. There is sufficient funds to cover the raise.
Any questions from the committee? From the public? Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Motion passes. 72107, ordinance ratifying school committee's collective bargaining agreement with Rhode Island Council 94 AFSCME AFL-CIO. Try to say that fast. Cranston Public School Employees Local 2044, introduced pursuant to Charter Section 1102.1. I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
Under discussion?
Again, this is a one-year reopener and sufficient funds have been set aside to accommodate the raise.
Any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Real estate tax abatements. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the real estate tax abatements.
Second.
Under discussion, any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Motion passes. I'd also like to note that these are for 2 months, seeing that we didn't have a meeting last month, just so everyone's aware from the public watching at home. Motor vehicle tax abatements, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Under discussion, are there any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Motion passes. Tangible tax amendments, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion
To approve.
Under discussion, are there any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Motion passes. Taxes interest waiver approvals. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Under discussion, any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas,
Yes.
Tax interest, motion passes. Tax interest waiver denials. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Under discussion, any questions from the committee? From the public? Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli, Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
Last item on the agenda, discussion regarding COVID money, 62821. I assume that's a question to the Finance Director or Administration.
Yes, thank you, Vice President Brady. Just want to give the committee an update. We did receive on May 20th from the ARP funds through the Treasury to the city, $13.3 million. We since have invested that money, and through the beginning of July 1st, we generated another $1,112 in interest. Right now, that money, as you know, is earmarked for the budget of 7.8 million. We also, I've had discussions with the fire department on broadband and the IT department, using some of the money for broadband, some of the cabling, et cetera. I've had discussions with Public Works on the sewer department for some things that may be applicable for sewer. And as time continues to go on, we should get a better idea of how the money can be utilized efficiently and can be, spread over a period until December of 24. As noted, the second half will be sent to us in May of 22. So the total will be approximately $27 million. And there's still monies that may be generated from the state as well of approximately 15 million, but that will be filtered through the state of Rhode Island. So it's very important that we use the money as necessary, but also spread it over of a period of 2 to 3 years, so we don't create any kind of structural deficit. We don't want to do that. And hopefully by that time, all our revenues will be back where they should be. Things will be more accessible to the constituents, and hopefully newer business will be brought in too. As you know, one of the things that have been delayed is Top Golf, and that could be generating some good revenue to the city, but with the pandemic and the facility being utilized, that's been on delay. So with that in mind, I think I'm being very conservative with the money, and we haven't used not $1 yet since May when we received it.
Council President, you had your hand raised?
Thank you, Council Vice President. Through the chair to Director Strom. Let's say down the road, you decide to do a broadband upgrade or something that falls within the allowable expenditures for that. What's the next process? Do you come to the council?
Well,
with?
Yes, what I would do is we probably certainly would go out to bid, get prices, review it with the administration and through BOCAP, and then come before the council to give you an update of what we would like to do.
Okay, just want to make sure that the council's aware of what the money's being spent on. I know in the charter, there's a provision, council approves appropriations. So I think on something like this, especially, we want to make sure we see it before the money gets spent. So that's my only concern.
That's not an issue.
Thank you, sir.
I will, and what I can do is keep you updated monthly of the monies. And if there's anything, what it's accumulated to, and if we have anything in mind that we would like to utilize it for.
That would be great. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Minority Leader Donegan.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Kind of piggybacking off Council President Paplaskas' comments. I would also request, a formal clarification from legal on who and how the money is spent. It's also my understanding as a non-attorney that it should be approved by the council, not necessarily get an update. We should be the ones approving what's being spent and how it's being spent. So I would request that at any point, if any of that money is going to be spent, that it be sent to the council for authorization to do so, not as a heads up.
I think what I was trying to say too, though, is that my department and other departments will be doing the legwork to see what it can be spent for. And once we can kind of identify it, then I'd have no problems reporting that to the council for approval. We wouldn't just go out and just spend the money. Okay? Especially,
thank you.
I want to make sure we have no issues going, 5, 6 years from now, when the feds want to maybe do an audit. I want to make sure that whatever we do, we certainly don't want to have to pay back anything. And that's not going to happen under my watch. Okay?
Councilman Riley, you had your hand up next, then Mr. Ferry, then Ms. Marino.
Thank you, Councilman Brady. Director Strom, just a couple of points on this. I think it's everybody's on mind that this will be treated like the budget. You guys will design something, put it before us. I have some concerns about doing it bit by bit. And when something comes in, that's approved, so we pay for that, and then the money trickles down. We're never going to get an opportunity like this again. This money cannot be wasted. And I would be very concerned if any more goes into any further budgets. We put the 7.8 in there this year. It was necessary. It was approved by you. You had designed, not designed, but you had researched the revenues. So that all worked. But I have great fears about further structural deficits. So I wouldn't really be for that. But I would really like to see the administration put forth a plan to best use this 27 million and put it before the council. After seeing all the departments, brainstorming, seeing where this money can best be spent, because year after year we don't have money to fix things, but now we have some money. As long as we do it by the guidelines, we can really bring the city back. I mean, sewer problems, there's a number of things that we can upgrade, but I think this is our chance to really be creative and put that money to the best use. And I have nothing but confidence in the administration. Thank you.
Well, Councilman, that's what we intend to do. But I want to make sure we have the correct guidelines before we spend anything. That's the issue that I have. I don't want to be spending on something that is questionable and it comes back as an issue down the road. And we do have the ability to spend this money through to December of '24. So it's not like it has to be spent just this year. And that's why I think they split it up into 2 payments to us. So I'm still having conversation with other finance directors and communities, and we're all in, so to speak, the same boat, that we're trying to make sure that whatever we want to spend it on is eligible, and then the council has the right to see what we want to do and to accept it and approve it, as long as it's eligible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Riley. Councilman Ferry?
Yes, to the chair. I don't know if this question would be directed to you, Director Strom, or to Director Moretti. Is there any intention for any of the money to be used other than for like infrastructure within the city? To say, are we going to try and help working families that are in need of rent? Are we going to help working families that are in need of health care? Are we going to appropriate any monies towards that type of help? Improving the infrastructure of the citizens of the city that are trying to pay their taxes, that are trying to get ahead. I mean, in my mind, I thought that some of the money would be appropriated to do that and not just improve the infrastructure of the city as far as sewers and that type of thing. So I'm just asking the question, is any of the money going to be allocated to help those working families that can't pay their bills, that can't pay their rent, that don't have health care and can't pay their taxes? Question.
That's something we're taking into consideration and we're working on that. We haven't made a decision at this point. It's not that we're not going to do it. It's just that we haven't made a decision to either do it or not do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ferry. Ms. Marino?
Thank you. Through the chair, if I may address the director. Director Strom, I just had a question with respect to the money that's coming from the federal government directly to us and the one that's coming through the state. Is it your understanding that the restrictions on how we disperse and use those funds, is it the same standard for both?
That's a good question, Councilwoman. I'm not quite sure. I know what the restrictions are through the feds, but not having any information through the state of the amount of money, when it would be released and what you're restricted to use it for has not been divulged to us at this point.
And then,
Yes.
okay.
I can't say for sure that I know, but I'm under the impression, and speaking through the League of Cities and Towns, they have some Zoom meetings. But it seems the reason why the city of Cranston received the 20 and will be receiving in total approximately 27 million is because we're one of the CDBG eligible communities. The other tranche of money is to be given on a statewide basis. So we're led to believe that the uses of funds will be similar, if not the identical, of the money that we've already been given. That's the impression I have, but I can't say I know for sure, but that's what I have the impression of.
Yes, thank you, Director. I'm aware that we were one of a handful of communities that received the money due to that qualification. Yeah. If I may, also to Director Strom, in terms of your ability or, access to information, resources, so that we can have an understanding as to how we can use these funds, what the restrictions are. I'm sure, and you've mentioned it, you've had communications with the Rhode Island League of Cities and Towns, are keeping you updated, talking to other finance directors. Are there any other resources that, you're able to tap into to get those answers?
There is some things through the Treasury Department that you can go online and get information as well. They've had some Zoom meetings in the past. I don't think they've had anything recently. So there is constant updates and communication that are going back and forth. And believe me, I want to make sure that we're up to date. And I want to make sure that once we really have a, so to speak, game plan, we implement it.
No, I appreciate that and respect that, and that's for the best protection. The other question I have is, do you have a sense of how long it will be until there's pretty much a consensus as to what the restrictions are? Like, do you think it'll go into the fall? I'm just curious.
As of today, I would say it would be the fall, yes. Because I had conversation with a finance director from Warwick, similar to us, and he is in somewhat the same dilemma and predicament that I'm in, so.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. John, you had a follow-up, Councilman?
Thank you. Did it? Okay, all right. I agree with my colleague, Councilman Riley. I would also prefer to see the money spent in, not necessarily in the operating budget, but as through capital expenditures, one-time projects and whatnot. And also, Councilman Ferry, I think you bring up important points, that this is a one-time opportunity to invest in building a healthier community, a more equitable community, and to make serious investments in working families. And I think it's not an opportunity that we should pass up. I also, we're all here talking about this, and we all know what's going on because this is what we do every day. It's really important that when we decide how to spend this money, because it is such a unique opportunity, that we are intentional with our outreach to the community. And I think that doing something like a formal community meeting as a city council in each ward to solicit feedback and ideas from each part of the city is something that we should really consider doing. I know it would make us, come to work a couple more nights, and it might be logistically challenging, but I do think we really should be proactive in going out into the community as a body to get feedback, not just the city council, but obviously in collaboration with the administration as well, to decide what we want to do, but also to hear what the community wants us to do with the money.
Director?
I'd just like to follow up on that. One of the things is that we did use it this year, quite an extensive amount of money in our operating budget, 7.8 million. But going forward, there's a formula that they've generated. So we wouldn't be able to do the same thing we did this year because obviously a lot of the loss of revenues are starting to come back. For instance, meals and beverage, distressed community, pilot. And so there is a formulation that you have to use when you do the calculation. So I'm just throwing this out as an example, say 7.8 million this year, it may be down to 2 or 3 million next year. So we're not going to be using it for all operating budget at all. It will be utilized for infrastructure and things of that nature, and possibly what Councilman Ferry mentioned. That's all to be discussed and have a game plan for it.
A lot of great contribution from the committee to the director. Thank you for answering that. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Renzulli, did you have a follow-up?
I just wanted to clarify, I think it was Councilwoman Marino's question about the state allocating the money. And no, a state may not impose stricter limitations than permitted by statute or treasury regulations or guidance on the distribution of these funds. So I just want to throw that out there. And also, I'm curious, Director Strom, when the administration comes up with an idea that they would like to use these funds for, are you aware of the process in which you get it approved by the feds to say this qualifies under the 4 or 5 things that you can do it under? Do you have to essentially ask every time? Is there a liaison, something like that?
No, but you do have to submit a report to the feds showing the disbursement of the funds.
Okay, so it's
And,
after, there's nothing for approval before.
Well, no. You
Okay.
just have to, identify what you're spending it on and making sure that it is applicable. And then if they had any issues, they would notify you. But that's going to be the process going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Any additional questions from the committee? Former Councilman Arquette arrived. Did you have a question? We don't have public comment at the moment. Out of respect. You're welcome, sir. If there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Through the chair, before we adjourn, I just have one issue.
Please.
Sure, just with respect to the grant writer, I don't believe, it's been over a month or more since we received an update. And I believe we did it previously in this committee, so I'd ask if we could schedule that at least for the next, meeting, but just keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Director?
I withdraw my motion.
Anthony Moretti, for informational purposes, upon review of the uses available to us for the CBG funds, the splash pad to be built at Stadium School will be funded through the CBDG grant program. So we will not have to use the impact fees or any other source of city income. So we'll be reimbursed from the feds on that.
Thank you, Director. That's great. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Councilwoman Marino,
Yes.
Councilwoman Renzulli,
Yes.
Councilman Donegan, Councilman Riley,
Yes.
Councilman Ferry,
Yes.
Council Vice President Brady,
Yes.
Council President Paplaskas.
Yes.
We are adjourned.